we're back with another episode from the Vuvuzela. If you're looking at getting some extra exposure and some branding and your name out there on one of our episodes, your ad space could look like something like this and like this. Just get in touch with us and we can discuss some rates. Today we're with Tony from Addcare. Welcome, Tony, to the Vuvuzela.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Tony, you're a counsellor, life coach. Tell us your story.
Thank you. My story is that the business was born out of my own personal encounters with addiction. And having been qualified as a social worker for many years, I never realized how stressful it was. And took to alcohol just on a social basis many years ago, never realized how it grew tremendously worse on myself. It actually took its toll on me within a few years, and eventually I lost literally everything. And I was on the verge of losing my life. I'd been locked up for a while. I've been in a mental institution for 3 hours, and I realized that I was going downhill. But unfortunately at that time I never took any decision to do anything better for myself. It was just a downhill trend. Eventually on the 3rd of April 1989, I realized that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's when I walked into a rehab center, and I thereafter continued in my recovery program, never ever regretting the day I took that decision. Out of that day, I realized that I became very attracted to the law of attraction. I really loved the teachings and the workings of the law of attraction. And I just want to say, the law of attraction works in everyone's lives every day. Whether we embrace it or not, it's there, it's happening. And I realized that my addiction was also based on what I was attracting into my life at that stage. Because I looked on the outside world and I realized it was just gloom and doom. And that's all I could see is the grayness and the darkness in my life. And I continued to take alcohol to just try and brighten it on each day. But having sobered out over the years and embraced the principles and teachings of the law of attraction, I realized, wow, there was so much more to really enjoy in life. I started to create my own reality. I started to attract the people that I wanted in my life. I started to attract the experiences and the opportunities I wanted in my life, and it was just an absolute bliss. And I realized that I needed to take this out to the community. My mission is to help others to embrace recovery, to help others to understand why they've become addicted there, and for them to realize that they can live a quality life. And that's what I've been doing. I've been clean and sober for the past 31 years. And as I said, I'm enjoying every single day of it. The law of attraction is based on our thoughts. It's based on our thoughts, and it's based on your emotions. What I experience today is based on what I've been thinking. So I've been also very careful of what I think and what I say, because you create your reality by your thoughts and the words. As long as I kept saying I can't do it and I'm down in the doldrums, I continue to remain there. As long as I continue to say I'm in the darkness of life and I don't have a future, that's where I remain. Fortunately, I've made the decision to turn it around, and as I said, I'm actually embracing it every single day. The law of attraction is also the fact that we are basically looking at life and looking at the quality of your life as we're moving along. And that's so important to realize, that we don't need to be taken down by what's happening on the outside world. If we look at the economy, you look at what politics, you look at your health, you look at your weight gain, you look at all of that there, and that's what's getting us down. During the COVID-19 lockdown, I found that there was more gravitation towards addiction and mood-altering chemicals than ever before. And that is something that's quite frightening, because it's also rubbing off on the children that we are with us and the youngsters as well. So I work with families, I work with individuals, and I work with teenagers as well. My counseling sessions can be one-on-one, and it also is done online as well too. So that is where I basically come from. And what we do is, it's a two-phase program. One is to come to terms with your addiction, and then eventually get you to a place where you enjoy the quality of your life with the principles and the teachings of the law of attraction. Thereafter, we have support systems in place, which is basically your different support systems in the community, like the AA and NA. But I also have my own groups that are confined to people that have been through the program, and we basically are supporting each other every single day. They say motivation is like having a shower. You can't just have one a week, you've got to have it every day. And that's what we try to do every day. Motivate you, inspire you, and understand that what's on the inside will start showing on the outside. And that's where our dominant world is, the inner world rather than the outer world. And I'm so glad that I can take this message across to still the suffering alcoholic and the drug addict. And today it's also become such a serious challenge with pornography. It's become such a serious addiction. It's private, it's on your cell phone, it's easily accessible, and it's not talked about often. But we found the survey had indicated there's something like 45% of the people are addicted to pornography in South Africa. And that's a very, very scary number as well. So the program will touch any form of addiction, whether it be gambling, mood-altering chemicals, over-the-counter drugs, pornography, or what have you. The important thing or the interesting we need to understand is that the addiction is only a source or a symptom of a deep-seated problem. For me, I never realized that it was loneliness. I only got to know about it later. I mean, I lived in a family that was very close-knit. We had all my siblings together, my parents together, but loneliness and isolation was what I struggled with. So that was my challenge. And I unfortunately used something on the outside to make me feel good on the inside. So that's basically where my addiction came from as well. So there we are looking at the quality of our recovery, and we're looking at the extent that we can take this to other people in the community as well.
Wow, it's actually just getting to the root of what's causing that addiction.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Tony, if you have a family member or friend who's not keen, and you know they need the help. I mean, it takes wanting to get better, but you have a resilient friend or family member. What do you suggest?
That is something that is we are able to overcome that through the program as well. I invite the person to have a personal chat with me. Not with family, just to go away and give me 10 or 15 minutes. And most often we do make a breakthrough. The thing about my intervention strategy is that I've been there myself. I've always thought that I wouldn't need help, I wouldn't need counseling, and I wouldn't ever become addicted to any mood-altering chemical. And there I am seated here, having gone through the tragedies and the tribulations of addiction, and I'm able to pull through myself. So I think when people identify where I've been through and how I've successfully managed over the years, they immediately start to identify with me. So most often I'm not talking from a textbook, but I'm relating it to my own personal encounters. And I think people very often can relate to that, and that's such a crucial part of it as well. So I've actually, lived that life. I've crawled the journey, and I've now been able to come through it as well. So we are very successful in making the breakthrough. The denial is really something that we have to work with through the program. And denial is simply don't even notice I am lying. And as soon as we get to terms with that, we chip away at it every day. We chip away at it. So breakthroughs can be made, and miracles happen every day.
Wow. Tony, we can talk and talk. Thank you for joining us for the Vuvuzela. We're going to be sharing your details with the viewers out there. I'm sure you're going to get some calls. We've got desperate situations, desperate people, desperate measures that need help. Absolutely. I'm ready and willing to help. And I'm also want to mention that all sessions are private and confidential. So that's something that we can assure everyone out in the public there. Put your hand up, reach out. There is help available, professional help available. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for joining us. Great stuff. And to the viewers out there, if you're in need of help, or you have a friend or a family member that are in need of help, give Tony a shout and he will assist you. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Vuvuzela.